How do you win over the parents of the world's most famous pop star? If you're Travis Kelce, you don't go big with fireworks or stadium lights. You do something much more meaningful. You go straight to the source. Long before the engagement went public, Travis reached out privately to Taylor Swift's dad, Scott Swift. Instead of avoiding tradition, he embraced it. And Scott's response wasn't hesitation. It was almost playful encouragement. According to reports, when Travis asked for his blessing, Scott shot back with, "Well, when are you going to get this done?" It wasn't just approval, it was a nudge forward. But this was only the beginning of the story. Both Scott Swift and Ed Kelce gave Travis the same kind of wisdom. It didn't matter if the proposal was on a beach, in a stadium, or under a chandelier. What mattered was the question itself. Asking her is what makes it special, Ed explained. For a man accustomed to performing under blinding lights, this was a reminder that the most important moment of his life didn't need an audience. And that advice would shape what happened next. Instead of planning a massive spectacle, Travis chose something timeless. In a quiet garden at home, surrounded by flowers, with wine poured and candles glowing, he asked Taylor the question. The ring wasn't random. It was a design he helped bring to life, featuring an old-mine brilliant cut diamond that caught the light in just the right way. There were no cameras, no crowd, no headlines, just them. And that's exactly what made it unforgettable. Ed Kelce admitted he had never seen his son so happy. For a father who had watched Travis dominate football fields, this moment was bigger than any Super Bowl. Meanwhile, Scott Swift wasn't just supportive. He was touched by how respectful and traditional Travis had been. But it wasn't only Taylor's dad who mattered here. Andrea Swift, Taylor's mom, has always been at the heart of her daughter's story. Fans know Andrea as the woman who drove Taylor to countless music auditions, the steady voice behind the scenes encouraging her even when the odds were stacked. She's fiercely protective, cautious about who gets close to her daughter, and for good reason. So when Andrea saw Travis not only respect Taylor, but also honor the family by asking permission first, it struck a chord. Reports suggest she felt it showed the kind of character that would keep Taylor grounded. It wasn't about fame or spotlight or headlines. It was about values. And to Andrea, that mattered more than anything. For a mom who had been through health battles and stood by Taylor during the most turbulent times of her career, seeing her daughter with someone who put family first was emotional. It wasn't just approval. It was relief, joy, and pride all rolled into one. And then there's Donna Kelce, who had been playfully coy in interviews for months. She once joked about not knowing if her son would propose, but behind the scenes, she already thought Taylor was perfect for Travis. Weeks later, the secret was finally shared with the world. On Instagram, Taylor posted a simple carousel of photos with a cheeky caption. "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married," signed with a firecracker emoji. That one sentence sent fans spiraling. Screenshots spread in seconds, the ring dominated headlines, and the internet had its moment of pure chaos. But behind the noise, the truth was quieter. This was a love story rooted in private promises before it ever became public news. Most fans expected something huge, castles, fireworks, or maybe a televised special. But reports say the couple is leaning the opposite way. Instead of spectacle, they're planning a private, casual ceremony, with only family and close friends. It's not about creating a media circus. It's about making a lifelong memory that belongs only to them. And that says more about who they are as a couple than any headline could. From the very first conversation with Scott Swift to the quiet garden proposal, every step of this engagement has been about sincerity over show. Travis didn't just ask Taylor, he asked her family. He didn't just buy a ring, he designed one with meaning. And he didn't just win over fans, he won over the people who matter most. For Andrea Swift, a mother who has been by Taylor's side through every high and low, this was more than a proposal. It was reassurance that her daughter had found someone who understood the importance of loyalty, love, and family. At the end of the day, maybe this is the real modern fairy tale. Not the fireworks, not the stadium, not the spotlight. Just love, family, and a question that needed no stage.